A warm welcome to you all. Without further delay, we are pleased to introduce your new manager.
Hello guys, and welcome back to another episode of Glory Hunter, where, as you have just seen, a new chapter has begun in our managerial career as Todd Boehly has brought us into Stamford Bridge to re-energise this Chelsea team and look to win the first Champions League since 2021. Chelsea obviously won the competition under Thomas Tuchel in 2021, but in this save have yet to do it, and obviously last year were knocked out by my Bayer Leverkusen team. They were also pipped to the Premier League trophy by Manchester City. So there's a lot of work to be done in this Chelsea squad. And Todd Boehly has brought me in as the man to do it. So we've got lots and lots to do. Let's crack on. It's the season opener with Chelsea. So I think to start off with, it's worth taking a look at the team that we have inherited here at Chelsea. Still very, very strong, but there is work to be done, especially in terms of the depth. There's a lot of players here that I will be shifting on. So you can see our starting 11, and even the bench isn't too bad, but going into the reserves, there is, like I say, a lot of players here who probably won't make it at Chelsea, unfortunately. It's a sad thing to say, but players like Dujon Sterling, he's now 27 years old in this save, even Charlie Webster at 23. You got the likes of Harvey Vale, Tino Andrew and Amari Hutchinson all competing for the same positions. And we're going to have quite a big clear out, I believe, at the club. We've got just under 200 million to spend. I'll show you the finances just here. 190 million in the bank, and if we take a look at the squad hub, you can see that we've got a squad of 31. I'm going to run through now just so that you can see all of the players in the team. I've already gone through, put a few players that I'm looking to shift on the transfer list, so I'll show you that in just a moment. But the other thing that we've got to sort out is the contract situation at Chelsea. There are so many players, and first team players as well, with their deals up come the end of the year. So if we head over to the contract situation, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 probably first team players, all with their contracts up. So I think the only players who aren't going to receive a contract are 34-year-old Hakim Ziyech and also Yanis Laga. These two are probably going to get sold on, but the rest, all of these 6 are going to be offered deals. So I'm going to go through, do that now, try and get this wage bill reduced as well. If you look at these players, they're all on ridiculously high wages. Some of the highest earners at the club. I mean, these are good players, obviously. Kai Havertz, Pedri's got longer on his deal. Reece James only 2 years, Rashford 1 year, Rudiger 1 year, Ben Chilwell. So a lot of the first team with just a year left on their contract. So let's get some of these offers out and hopefully tie them all down to longer deals. So Tony Rudiger is the first man to sign a new deal. 34 years of age now, obviously back at Stamford Bridge. We've given him a 1-year extension on his deal, and also his wage has come down from 150 to 120 grand a week. Levi Colwill, one of Chelsea's best young prospects, has also signed a new deal. He's now got 3 years on his contract, and his wage has also been brought down to 50 grand a week. Harvey Vale is the next youngster to get a new deal as well. His contract, same as Levi, now 3 years and 50 grand a week. One of Chelsea's brightest prospects, again, like Levi, just 23 years of age in the save still, and he's had quite a lot of first team football in real life for someone his age, so I'd love to see him succeed at Chelsea. I can see him doing well, but perhaps somewhere else. Ben Chilwell's put pen to paper on a new 2-year deal as well, meaning that he now has 3 years left on his contract, and his wage also brought down slightly from 130 to 120 grand a week. Marcus Rashford, the Englishman, next to sign an extension at the club. His wage brought down slightly also from 160 to 150 grand a week on a 4-year deal. And finally, the German Kai Havertz is the last man to sign a contract extension at the club, signing a 4-year deal. His wage also slightly decreased from 270 grand to 250. Still a bumper contract for Kai, but he is one of the best players currently at the club. So now that we've sorted the contract situation out, I'm going to show you the players that are transfer listed, and you might see him there. Trent Alexander-Arnold, transfer listed by myself as soon as I come through the door. And you might be thinking, what on earth are you playing at? But for me, in this system, playing the 5, Reece James is much more suited to that system. And Trent's on 200 grand a week. He's valued at 80 million. I don't think we need both of them. The only way that Trent would stay at the club is if we perhaps played him in midfield. But to be honest, I've got big plans for this transfer window, and I think we can get upward of 100 million for Trent. Like I say, with Reece James in the squad, a year younger as well, Reece James is my main man. So Trent on the transfer list alongside Dujon Sterling and also Thiago Santos. So 3 right backs that we're looking to move on. 33-year-old Aritz Elizondo also listed. We should be able to get a decent bit for him. And Dylan Williams, a 23-year-old left back / left wing back, 23 years of age. He's not really going to grow much, and he's not good enough for the first team, so he is transfer listed. Similarly to Charlie Webster, a player that came through Chelsea's youth system, but 23 years of age now and only 73 overall, so not as young as some of the other players in the squad who are going to have more potential. So Charlie Webster is transfer listed. Tino Anjorin, another player who seems to have been at Chelsea for years already, even though he's still young. Can play a variety of positions, but at 25 years of age, he's a decent squad player, but I think we've got enough players in the same position that he plays, the likes of Harvey Vale and Amari Hutchinson, that I'm happy to let Tino go and get some more first team football. Ryan Potts, a young Englishman, is on the loan list. And then Hakim Ziyech, 34 years of age now, still holding quite a high market value. He's just going to decline in rating, so he's on the transfer list. And then 2 backup strikers, Yanis Laga and Pablo Felipe, both also on the transfer list. Both 23 years of age, but players that we're probably not going to use, and I want a bit of a clear out this summer. I want to make this Chelsea squad mine like we've done at all of our previous clubs. So we've got a lot of names on the shortlist. I'm not going to show you them all, but lots and lots of names on the shortlist. So we're going to have to start thinking about who we're going to bring in once we start shifting some of these players on. So here we go, time to kick off our transfer window. It's going to be a big one. So let's see where this window takes us. So guys, what I'm actually going to do as well, one of the first things I did at Atletico Madrid when I walked through the door there, is give the captain's armband to a new player. Reece James is going to take over. Tony Rudiger, a worthy candidate, great player for Chelsea over the years, and he's come back in this save. At 34 years old, he is a leader, but for me, Reece James just bleeds Chelsea. The club means everything to him, came through the academy, and he is definitely deserving of that armband. 27 years of age now, so a little bit more experience, and he's going to be playing every single game for us down that right hand side. He's absolute mustard. So Reece James given the armband. Tony Rudiger will most likely be vice captain, but we definitely need to bring in some reinforcements in this back three. It's not as strong as I would currently like it to be. Right then, our first few transfer offers here. Napoli have come in for Antonio Rudiger, trying to unsettle him now that he's lost the armband, but Tony won't be going anywhere. He's a bit of a hero at Chelsea, even though he's not here anymore. Bid here from Pisa for Thiago Santos. Again, we're going to try and negotiate because we want to get as much as we can for these players. Going to try and push them up to 15. Pisa are happy with 15, so hopefully Thiago Santos, one of the backup right backs, will be the first man out the door. As always, we do have a few free agents on the list, and this man here, Kalidou Koulibaly, former Chelsea player. I believe he was at Leicester in the save, but now been released. He is obviously 36 years old, but his pace isn't too bad for someone who will play in the middle of our back three. Really, really good physical stats other than that, obviously agility, balance. not great. But in terms of his strength, his reactions, aggression, all really good, and his defending is still really high as well. So for a free agent, I think it'd be a bit stupid not to try and bring in former Chelsea man Kalidou Koulibaly. All right then, Kalidou is in, free transfer, 50 grand a week, so not too bad for an experienced player. First signing in the door is a former Chelsea man. Pretty happy with that signing. Obviously, we want to get the squad slightly younger, but Koulibaly, an experienced player and a former Chelsea man as well. Big one here, Trent Alexander-Arnold, bid from Manchester United. Now, ideally, I would like to try and keep him away from England, but if we can negotiate a slightly inflated fee, then I would not be against selling him to our rivals. Okay, so we've managed to get them up significantly higher. Erik ten Hag wants the Englishman, knowing that he's on the transfer list, and for 145 million, so 65 over the market value, nearly double what he's valued at, Trent Alexander-Arnold could be on his way to Premier League rivals Manchester United. So Thiago Santos, we've not had the cutscene, but Thiago Santos has now agreed that deal with Pisa, so he is off. That's one of our transfer listed players out the door. Now it's time to bring a few more in. Alright then guys, we have just completed another deal. Benoit Badiashile, 43.5 million for the France international. Only 26 years of age in this save. Signed on a 100 grand a week 4-year contract. Benoit is in. It's another defender through the door, but he will slot nicely into the first team on the left hand side of our defence. Scored his first goal for Chelsea recently against Bournemouth, and a player that I can see being here for the long run. A couple more bids here, one for Charlie Webster for Club Bruges, which is going to be just accepted straight off the bat, and another for Aritz Elizondo. We'll negotiate as the starting offer is quite high, but to be honest, 17.2 is a decent deal regardless. Going to try not to be too greedy. I've asked for 18.5. and they are happy with that. Chief exec thought we could have got up to 19, but 3.5 over the market valuation for a 33-year-old. Very happy with that deal. All right then guys, our next man is in. We've gone shopping and we've got our man. He's back at Chelsea. The Argentinian World Cup winner, Enzo Fernandez. 75.5 million plus Tino Angerin going the other way. It's a good price, and this guy's stats are insane. He's going to partner Pedri in our midfield, and that midfield is going to be solid for years to come. But let me show you this guy's full range of stats. He is insane in this career. So here he is, Enzo Fernandez. Look at these stats. He's got greens on everything. That is so satisfying as a FIFA career mode player. Green stats in every department. He's 26, so still got room to grow. And him next to Pedri in that midfield is going to be absolute class. I've got a plan for Kai Havertz, moving him slightly further forward. Enzo Fernandez, it's a big fee, but he is in. We've got our man in midfield. And as we've got our man, another departs. Trent Alexander-Arnold, switching Chelsea for Manchester United for 145 million. It's a great deal for us, to be fair. We got a lot of money out of that, but Trent switching Chelsea for Manchester United. Had a few more bids here. We're trying to get young man Ryan Potts out on loan. A few more bids for Elizondo, which we will negotiate. And also one for Pablo Felipe as well, one of the backup strikers we're trying to shift on. Right then, deal agreed with Osasuna for Pablo Felipe. £7.5 million, so slightly over market valuation. We just need to start shifting some of these players out of the club now. Alright then guys, we've brought another free agent through the door. It's a veteran, 34-year-old Marcelo Brozovic. 85 grand a week, 2-year deal for the Croatian. Lots of experience on this man. Played a lot of times for his national team, and mainly in Italy for Inter Milan too. And on a free, we can't really complain. We've got a few Croatians here, so he might just help those younger guys settle in. On a free, you can't really complain with Brozovic. Right, then bid here for another one of the players on the transfer list, Dylan Williams from Braga. This is just going to be straight up accepted, no negotiating, just need to get these guys out the door. So we've just signed another free agent, a young Englishman, Charles Neal, just for some backup in the left wing back position. Young 18-year-old, only 74 overall, but he's got pretty decent stats, very good physically, need to work on his technical ability, but to provide backup down that left for Chile and KWP, a young Englishman through the door will help with squad registration as well. And we've just done a similar piece of business on the right hand side, where we've signed former Manchester City right back Rico Lewis, now at Spurs in the game, for just over £3 million. He again will provide backup to Reece James on the right and gives us a little bit more squad depth and another Englishman through the door. Right then, we're seeing a few more sales go through here. Charlie Webster has gone to Bruges in Belgium. Happy to get him off the books. And Aritz Elizondo decided to join Milan over Empoli. Slightly lower deal at 18.1 million, but still 3 million quid over his valuation. So another 2 players out the door. That's annoying. Dylan Williams' deal with Braga has broken down, so he will stay for now, but we've also had another bid for Yanis Lager, this time from Getafe. Right then, we've agreed a deal with Kike Sanchez Flores, the Getafe manager in this save, 16.5 million, so hopefully Yanis will be off to Spain. Yanis Lager's deal has broken down there, which is rather annoying, and we've had a big bid here for Vitinha, not a player who's on the transfer list, but Chief Exec thinks we can get quite a decent bit of money for him, so I wouldn't be against selling him. He was really good in the Champions League when we played against Chelsea, but if we can get like 60 million for him, which we can, then I'm more than happy to sell him for that sum. He's valued at 39.5. Borussia Dortmund going for him. So if he does end up going there for that amount, then I'm more than happy with that sale, considering we've already got Marcus Rashford. Right, we've managed to shift on another. Pablo Felipe has actually ended up going to Lens for 8 million, so it was slightly more than the initial deal that we agreed, but that is another of the strikers out the door. So Pablo Felipe to RC Lens. Wow, so Vitinha's gone as well. We've not had the cutscene, but Vitinha to Borussia Dortmund, £60 million, and Pablo Felipe gone as well. So actually around 60 million into our coffers for those 2 deals. So Vitinha and Felipe gone. Lager's deal's broken down, which is frustrating, but I'm hoping we will be able to shift him on. Haven't made a signing for a couple of minutes, so I think it's about time we went and made one. Alright, then there's confirmation of Vitinha's deal to Dortmund, and we've also strengthened in defence once again by bringing in Wesley Fofana. Yanis Lager, the man we couldn't get rid of, has gone the other way. So 40 million plus Lager, we get an A for the price. Wesley Fofana is just 26 years old in this save, so we'll do a fantastic job on the right hand side of our defence. Oh, transfer for Dujon Sterling, Stade Rennais, who we've just signed Wesley Fofana from, coming in for Sterling, a potential replacement. He can play centre back, more of a wing back, but Dujon hopefully on his way out, and we've now got our first friendly. It's taken us so long to get here, there's been so much to get through. Another transfer offer here for Dylan Williams from Genoa. Gonna accept that again, just want to get him out of the door. His wages are quite high, which is probably why the deal to Braga fell through. Hopefully Genoa will have the funds to get him in. Right, another man in the door. This transfer window has been crazy so far, and we're not even nearly done. Carney Chukwuemeka. Big fan of this man in real life. We could have maybe saved a little bit of money on him as he was in the last year of his contract, but Bayern weren't budging on 18 million. Gives us real good depth in that midfield area, as he's a really good squad player at his current age. Still got room to grow as well, and I love this man in real life. I think he's going to be such a good player, and I'm so glad that Chelsea have got him. Carney in for £18 million. Oh, we've just had a friendly against Roma. Lovely to play against our former team. Their squad has changed quite a lot since we were there. They've still got some of our players, but it's what happens in career mode. The teams just get absolutely gutted, unfortunately. Nice to play against our former team, though, but now it's back to transfer business. Right, we've managed to loan Ryan Potts out, the young Englishman that we had. He's gone on a 2-year loan deal. We're paying all of his wages, but not too fussed about that. And Dujon Sterling is off to Stade Rennais in France. Again, happy to just get him off the books, as he was never really going to feature for us. Alright then guys, another defensive recruit through the door. It's the former Canary and Toffee Ben Godfrey. Was playing out in Italy for Fiorentina, but we've brought him back for just over his valuation of 42.5 million. He will provide a backup across all of the back three and could potentially even play left wing back as well if needed. I needed someone who could cover the right centre back position. I had a few names on the list. I was looking at Pau Torres again, but I think he's just going to be too much, and he would probably have to play in the centre. John Stones, similar situation, would have to play in the centre. Alaba would be more suited to the left centre-back side, where we've got Badiashile and Colwill. Fikayo Tomori, again, is just way too good. He would be a starter, probably in the centre of our defence. Herrera, again, is more suited to the left. So I was looking for someone who could do that right-sided centre-back role. So Ben Godfrey is in. He's our man. And I think I'm going to sign this guy, Carlos Carvalho, as well. Can play centre-back and CDM. Looks like a decent little squad player. Brazilian, 6'5" as well. 19 years of age, so going to bring him in on a free. Alright then, the young man, Carlos Carvalho, is in. Young man, but 6'5", definitely a decent player who can play in the centre of our defence. Probably won't get a lot of minutes, but as a free agent, 19 years of age, cannot complain. And we've finally seen Dylan Williams leave the club, so I kind of briefly skipped over that, but Dylan Williams has gone to Genoa. Not a great transfer fee, but he was on needless wages. Couple of offers here for Ramsdale, our former team Leverkusen, and RB Leipzig coming in for him. I'm sure he was potentially at Leipzig at some point, but I'm actually going to block offers for Ramsdale. He's not going anywhere. And a bid also for 34-year-old Hakim Ziyech. Let's see how much we can get for the veteran. Ajax weren't budging on 10.4. It is slightly over the value, and it's the only bid we've had so far. He's on 81 grand a week as well, so just happy to get rid of him for anything pretty much. Another defensive recruit through the door, guys, and it's finally a backup for Reece James. Malo Gusto, the man who's coming to Chelsea in real life in the summer. So glad to finally have a decent backup to Reece James. We've signed him in the save. He will be exactly that. Backup to Reece down that right hand side, and he is more than capable. He is absolutely fantastic. Malo Gusto in 48.5 mil, 75 grand a week on a 4-year deal. Very happy to have the Frenchman in. Alright then guys, here is our marquee signing in what has been a crazy transfer window. It's the Nigerian Victor Osimhen. What a season this man has had in real life for Napoli. He is in now. Chelsea have been linked with him in real life. He arrives from Inter Milan for 97.5 million to lead our line. Absolute unit of a man, great finisher, scores all types of goals, and I really have been wanting to use this guy in this career for some time. We got a really good deal in my opinion. He will start over Marcus Rashford, who will drop to the bench, and for me that is a great piece of business. Victor Osimhen, our marquee signing this summer. Here we have Hakim Ziyech, confirmation of his departure. He's actually ended up going to RC Lens. As who else went there? I can't remember who else departed to go there, but he has gone for 10.6 million in the end. So finally managed to get him off the books. Alright then guys, we've had a crazy summer transfer window so far. It's now time to kick off our Premier League campaign. Tough trip away at Goodison Park to kick off the campaign, where Chelsea, who have become our rivals, are now the team that we are managing as we look to win the Premier League and hopefully the Champions League, which is the challenge we've been set by the owners. It's time to kick off the Premier League season with a trip away at Goodison. Alright then guys, it's our first game in the Premier League, live from Goodison Park. It's the season opener. Everton against Chelsea. Reece James wearing the armband for the first time as club captain. It's a tough place to go, Goodison. Here are the two lineups then, starting with the home side, Everton. Ian Martson, former Chelsea player, lining up at left back. Strong midfield with Tommy Doyle, Mandragora and Benacer, and Wilfried Gnonto, former player of ours at Roma, starts up top. For us, it's Ramsdale in goal. Back five of James, Fofana, Rudiger, Badiashile and Chilwell, with Pedri and Enzo Fernandez, the two in midfield. Kai Havertz, Raheem Sterling and new man Victor Osimhen lead the line. We're looking for 3 points on the opening night. It's Everton v Chelsea and it's live. Really looking forward to using this Chelsea team. Shouldn't be doing roulettes with Wesley Fofana, but obviously this is my team, my boyhood team. So really looking forward to having a season or a couple of seasons perhaps at the Blues. Here's Reece James early on, finding Kai Havertz. Looking for Osimhen, not quite picking him out. And now Pedri bringing it forward in that left channel. Chilwell back inside to Pedri. Now Victor Osimhen, early chance, big save by Emi Martinez to deny our new number 9, Victor Osimhen. But it's 0-0 at the break. We've had the best of the chances but haven't been able to put the ball past Emi Martinez yet. Still Victor Osimhen. Victor with the chance to shoot, and Emi Martinez pushing it behind. Couple of changes for us. Enzo with the corner. It's into the middle and cleared. And into the back post again. Well cleared again. Badiashile squeezes it through to Enzo. Osimhen on the turn. Victor Osimhen pushed away by Emi again. Enzo's corner as we look to up that pressure. Rashford, it's off the crossbar. It will be a free kick for us though. Enzo Fernandez is over it. Enzo dinked into the middle. Osimhen! Big Vic with the goal on his debut. And our new big money signing, repaying us already. Big Vic with the header. Enzo with the assist on debut. As he gets up above his man, loops it in past Martinez, and Everton, heartbreak for them. But it could be 3 points on the opening day for Chelsea. And surely that will be enough, and is a 1-0 victory on the opening day. Gives Chelsea the 3 points against Frank Lampard and his Everton side. It's been a crazy transfer window, and we end the episode off with a win on the opening night. We deserved it as well. Finally found our breakthrough with Victor Osimhen finding the goal. Right then guys, that is where we will leave it for the first episode of Season 6 here in England with Chelsea. We're the only team to have played so far, and we get the 3 points on opening night. It's been a crazy, crazy start to Season 6. I hope you have enjoyed, and we'll be back soon for some more transfers and some more action in the Premier League. Catch you soon. Peace.